got booty.
Stop. Stop it, you. Yes, I grew it myself. And what we also need to grow, more importantly, is some patience. Because this show... No. It should not exist. Even if I was strapped to the back of the mystery machine, proper... I can't escape and Shaggy was giving me a little slap and a tickle, I wouldn't have a Scooby what this show was. Okay, but I saw it in my recommendations. It popped up like the little bloody spot that it is. Do you see that on my face right now? God, I wish I could... Is it on this side? Yeah. I wish I could blame this show for doing that to me. But I can't. The title, My Man Can't Stop Looking at Booty. Oh my God. He's a very eager pirate, it seems. With a title like that, how can I not click? Do you know what I mean? So I figured, before I delve into the madness that this probably is, let me pause it. Let me get in this chair. Let me sit down with you guys and we'll embark upon this bloody adventure together. But I have a question. Is he super horny and just can't stop staring at his girlfriend's buttocks? Or still is he super horny and he can't stop staring at other women's buttocks? Well, that is the question we're gonna find out. Wherever he's shopping for his peaches. No, we're not talking about the state of Georgia right now. I got my peaches up in Georgia. No, Justin. But, news just in. This is gonna be a painful watch, so strap yourselves in. Buckle up your booties.
Yeah, boy.
Also, I know there's a lot of waffle going on right now, but once again, before we start watching this show, I checked out the description on the YouTube channel page of this show because I'm like, what is this show? Do you know what I mean? Take a sip of water every time I've said show, you'll be hydrated for the rest of the year. It's as follows. The official YouTube channel for the Karamo Show.
Good job, little buddy.
A talk show focused on mental health, talking, and growing. I'll be the judge of that. Growing. Growing booty, more like. Okay, let's actually watch this.
I'm like, why do you have to look at all these females and I got all the booty that you can have?
Understandable.
You know, talk shows like this are hilarious to me, and I'm playing it fast and loose with the term hilarious, by the way. Just as some of you probably do the same with my dad jokes. Just laugh because my own sanity, please. Why are the audience clapping? Huh? Did she say anything like philosophical there? I don't really understand. Also, don't get me started on her saying females instead of women, by the way. Okay, so we've answered the question from earlier. He's looking at other women. And I feel like this is a given. But I feel like I should say this before we head too deep into this. But it's probably a little too late. He's just a little too late, a little too wrong, and I can't wait to tell you this. There's probably going to be a lot of adult talk in this video. Okay, we've already mentioned booty enough times. I've said it so many times, a freaking orgy is magically going to appear behind the freaking green screen. So just be warned, okay? I love the fact that they're appearing on this show, by the way. Not her leaving him, right? She's had this issue. Not gonna dump him. No, let's go and air our piss-stinking laundry on TV for some reason. Unfortunately, I get the vibe that this episode is going to descend into her booty being her personality, and then the guy is just gonna turn out to be some sort of sleazeball or something. But I'm just assuming right now, okay? I mean, all this booty talk. I'm just making an ass out of you and me. So let's just not assume. Just carry on the show.
Thank you.
Do you think he's looking at these other women because he's cheating?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
And how long have you felt this way?
For a long time since I first met him.
First met him. All right.
Man, so much to unpack there already. I urge everyone to get the syrup ready for this waffle fest. I apologize in advance. But going off of that, if he is, gawking at women's bodies online, I find that disrespectful. Okay, you're in a relationship. I find that cheating, which some might argue it's not because nothing physical has happened, but your head is not really in the relationship when you're looking at these women. So I class that as cheating, but let me know in the comments. Don't get me wrong, I've seen relationships and couples where people do find others good looking outside of their relationship. They even talk about it with each other. Hell, sometimes I've seen couples even compliment that person together. Like, that's the boundaries that they've set within their relationship. It is what it is for them. But in this case, I don't feel like that's the case. And you constantly looking at other women, you should probably leave this relationship. And to be honest, regardless of how long she's been feeling this way, there's an argument that could be made that she should have left him a while ago if this is how she truly felt, because you yourself are not happy in this relationship. She goes on to talk about how there's a 4-year age difference between the two of them, and how she thinks this might play into their relationship and how it might be affecting his behavior.
By you being 24, you still got a little bit of growing to do.
Got it. So you were giving him a pass for looking at the Instagram and the BBLs on it.
But I told him about it though.
Oh, you did tell
I
him.
tell
But
him about it.
So you're saying like it's something you need to work on and grow through.
Yes.
Got it.
See, I can understand the immaturity aspect of what she's saying, but Donnie's 24. Do you know what I mean? Like, by no means is he a child. And if you're at a point where you are consistently looking at others outside of your relationship, despite your partner communicating that with you, well, what are we doing here? Where are we drawing the bloody line? This brings back the disrespect I was talking about earlier, because you've had this discussion, if you want to call it a discussion at this point, or is it more so she is speaking to you, is going in one ear, coming out the other, maybe you've taken what she's said, remix that right now.
Stop it. Get some help.
That is staying in the edit. All this booty talk got me flustered, baby. You've taken what she said, shoved it inside of your booty, and just disregarded it. That is disrespectful. Okay, you know it makes her uncomfortable. Chill out. Look, by no means am I a relationship guru. Okay, I mean, because genuinely, just look at me. But I feel like if your partner, or anyone else for that matter, to be honest, consistently disrespects you, goes against their word, you've communicated something makes you uncomfortable, they give it all this, just a bunch of empty words, you might want to take yourself out of that situation. Some might argue you might need to get some self-respect and skedaddle, because how long are you going to be putting up with someone who evidently is just happy to make you upset? She talks about him being a truck driver, which prompted some of the audience to groan. Oh. Unless there's some sort of stereotype about truck drivers that I do not know of. What is the context behind them doing that? If you've seen the original clip, or even just, in general know something about truck drivers that make them promiscuous, bloody let me know, please. But she also describes him being on the road quite a bit, and she feels like he's cheating on her somewhat.
When I ask him, do he be looking at women, he'd be like, no. And I find it in his phone and stuff like that. And then he'd be like, oh, I'm bored. What do you need to be bored for if you got pictures of me in your phone?
Yeah, the fact that he lied about this, doesn't really help his situation here. I mean, I know, again, once again, just shut your mouth. Some couples have a boundary within their relationship, and I don't know if you would necessarily call this a boundary, more like it's an okay in their book to watch porn. It just, some couples don't have an issue with that. But I think this is different, because you say you're bored, which is a ridiculous thing to be saying, by the way. Like, what an excuse that is. You get bored, you start looking at these Instagram models online or whatever. Like, what does that even mean? Like, in my book, you're crossing a line, You've flicked too many pages, mate. You might want to come back to real life, okay? Especially when you have pictures of your partner. If you get bored, just, we're all adults here probably, use those pictures. It seems like he's just not interested in her anymore, which prompts me to ask, first of all, once again, why are you still with him? But then also, why is he still in this relationship? I also want to talk about the potential mental scars this can have on your partner. Like, let me know in the comments if I'm reaching here or not. But I believe this can damage your partner's self-esteem and their own perspective of their own body. Because what do you mean you rather look at a random woman online rather than your partner? I think that can make your partner feel like they're not good enough, potentially, in that relationship. But then also, in more severe cases, maybe they start to believe they are not good enough in general, and then want to change their body in one way or another, maybe even in multiple ways, to conform to what, well, society deems as conventionally attractive, or to conform to what you are looking at and what you sort of seem to find attractive.
He just says, I'm bored?
He'd be like, I'm bored. He very dismissive. He'd be like, I'm bored. You're crazy.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not like your other exes, so I'm different. Men is going to be men.
Men are going to be men is a ridiculous excuse, by the way. Everyone, please do not use that as a justification for someone's shitty behavior. Okay, it's like, when people say, oh, boys will be boys, when, like, a boy does some, like, weird, like, nonsense, right? Oh, boys will be boys. No! Check that behavior. Don't let them continue that nonsense for the sake of boys will be boys. They need to learn what they are doing is wrong. The classic "you're crazy" line, huh? I'm communicating to you my feelings, where I feel like, you've hurt me. Oh, chill out, you crazy. What are we doing here? I think it's clear here that he doesn't think he's cheating. And to be honest, if someone is very adamant that their behavior isn't wrong, despite you saying it makes you uncomfortable, once again, please, you might want to pack your bags and leave. Now, I am saying this all without hearing his side of the story. I get that. But just in general, right, please do watch out for little red flags like that. And I say little. Let me get the red flag. Is this a little red flag? I don't think so. Because if someone is, again, continuously making you upset and just doesn't seem to care, then, what are you doing? I feel like I've said, what are you doing, quite a lot in this video already. But, like, you have to forgive me because, my God, when you look at this show, yeah, it is just like, what are you doing? What the shit is happening? Sorry? Huh? Let's not get this twisted, by the way. Put down the pretzel, baby. Salty. I'm feeling salty right now, which, bad segue, that doesn't really make sense. But someone's emotions aren't gospel, right? A lot of the times, or maybe not a lot of the times, that might be speaking in too much absolutes, but someone's feelings aren't always going to be fact, you know, like, just because you do feel a certain way, maybe someone does have insecurities, and the way that they feel isn't necessarily the fault of someone else, and more so of their own internal conflicts. That is a danger to that person who is thinking in that way, because they, a lot of times, so maybe now we can speak in absolutes, a lot of times people do tend to self-sabotage, and whilst in the process of self-sabotaging, they will gaslight you into believing that what they feel is true, and then it might not even be self-sabotage, you know, it might not even be insecurities, you know, we're chucking a whole freaking spanner into the work here, but some people just will gaslight you because that's just who they are. I would say, please choose your partner more carefully, but I guess you never really know. But anyway, that might chuck everything I've said up until this point in this video just out the window. But I just wanted to make it clear that just because she is saying all of this, it doesn't guarantee that she is correct. Because, like, we ain't even heard... I got choked up there. The story is so emotional. We haven't heard what the guy has to say yet, so...
What did that just mean?
And in saying all of that, and there was a lot of all of that, this is where I believe the story starts to take a turn, because she says that they've been together for 10 years. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can believe her anymore, because in 10 years you feeling this way, wouldn't you just leave? I feel like there's more to this story than what she's let on so far, and given the amount of shit that we watch on this channel and how they usually end up, oh my goodness, if she turns out to try and make herself seem like the good guy, so to speak, in this story, well then this chair is going to end up on the street.
It's been bothering me, but at the same time, Karamo, I'm trying not to cry. I love this man. Like, I honestly love this man to death.
Yeah.
And I will fight somebody over him.
Yeah.
Like, that's how long, and he knows this.
See, now we're at the part where earlier when we mentioned self-respect, you know, now we're at the part where I sort of have to question you, because what do you mean you're trying to fight over someone who you think is getting a hard-on for other women? Like, you might think that's romantic, ride or die type stuff, but you are damaging your mental health by continuing to be with someone who you think is cheating. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier where, you know, emotions aren't gospel, you might be thinking this, but it's not actually happening. But even then, why are you still here?
Is this affecting your intimacy?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And how, in what ways?
Because I feel like he's looking at these other females and then wants to have sex with me. And that's just how I feel.
Yeah. Does he accuse you of cheating?
Yes, he do. And I feel like when he starts accusing me of cheating, that's when he be looking at them females in that phone.
Yo, genuinely say female one more time and I'm gonna headbutt this laptop.
Daddy, chill.
You're both accusing each other of cheating. Why are you both here? Like, in my humblest of opinions, right? Not to sound like a scammer there, but in my humblest of opinions, I don't believe either of you should be with each other. We're not even halfway through this episode. But the both of you should have been halfway out the door a long time ago.
This is great banter.
The host asks her how he's able to catch her cheating, which sort of is a way of trying to, you know, catch her slipping in a way. And she says he can't catch her cheating because she has dogs. Yeah, I'm not making that up. She genuinely says she can't be caught cheating because she has dogs.
I'm sorry. I can't handle this.
When I asked you how does he try to catch you cheating, you said that there's
There's
cameras.
cameras in the house, the outside house, or whatever. So if you got them pull up in the driveway
It's gonna
or whatever,
alert.
it's going to alert the front door.
Not to piss on her bonfire here, and I'm definitely not calling her a cheater, okay? But you can cheat on him outside of the house. Like, I don't understand her sort of like, I must defend myself by any means necessary. How can I cheat in the house? I got dogs, mate. There is a trigger warning here, as the show does go on to speak about miscarriages, as she talks about how she's miscarried 4 times and believes that this has affected their relationship.
I can't give him a baby right now because I'm 38. I feel like he's looking at these females to try to see if he can make a baby with them.
Are you two married?
No,
Okay. So you're not married. Why not?
because I feel like if you do this, basically, when you're a girlfriend and boyfriend, that you're going to probably still do the same thing as a husband as well.
See, that doesn't make sense to me. Because some couples do, in fact, not want to get married. They are content with being with each other without making it quote-unquote official with all the documents and whatnot. But you speaking about marriage infers, or I infer, that you want to get married. But I'm asking, why do you want to get married to someone who this whole time you've been speaking about in this way? There doesn't seem to be much trust between the two of you, as you claim, and that's not something you magically repair. You know, it doesn't get swept under the rug. So, married or not, I don't think you should be together. And going back to the whole married thing, because she's talked about it, what is the end goal here then? Her boyfriend AJ finally comes on the show and the host asks the question that's on everyone's lips. Or booty. Or booty lips. What the hell is a booty lip?
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
I gotta ask you point blank. Are you looking at other women online?
No.
Stop lying.
I'm bored. On
Stop
the road.
lying. What do you need to be bored about?
Mate, is it a no or is it a yes because I'm bored? Why is Donnie giving 2 different answers?
What do you need to be bored for? If you got pictures of me in your phone, why do you can't look at me?
But you don't send me any back.
It
I
don't
ask you
matter.
I ask you every day to send me something. You act like
Because
you
I don't
wanna do
send it to you because of the simple fact you looking at other women.
Those other women ain't you. I'm thinking about you more than any
I
other
can't
woman
tell.
on that phone.
I can't tell.
Don't let my
I
phone
can't
control
tell.
what we got going on.
See, in that little clip there, I don't feel like there is any sort of adult communication that is happening, especially within their own home, because there is no way, with the way that they're interrupting each other, trying to sort of one-up each other, I'm the right one, there is no way you go into resolving anything with that sort of mindset. 10 years of being in a relationship like this. Look, I know certain clips, one episode of a show might not be enough to sort of gauge what truly happens behind closed doors, particularly involving relationships. But 10 years, if it's like this, right? If they're comfortable doing this on a show, which if you want to argue whether or not, you know, this is playing up to the cameras or what have you, especially on this type of show, that's up to you to decide. The motorbikes out there seem to have their own opinion as well. Vroom vroom. But we are going to vroom vroom all the way to me saying this down the road of gathering my thoughts once again, frickin' motorbikes. Gosh! 10 years of a relationship like this is bound to damage your sense of self-worth and your perspective on relationships as a whole. I'm standing firm in the belief that neither of them should be here and should go their separate ways.
I'm secluded to a truck Sometimes my phone is there and I'm opening it up and stuff just pops up and I just start scrolling. Maybe I might screenshot a little bit, but it'd be by accident.
Screenshot a lot.
Yeah, as we all do. Randomly and accidentally, we just screenshot people's pictures. Yes! Gosh, especially when their body is on display. The finger slipped. When I have to screenshot, I have to press the volume button and the power button, yeah? So what is this? How does this guy screenshot that he's accidentally screenshotting things?
He's asked you to stop saying this is bothering me. Why is that such a hard ask?
It's not. I stop from time to time.
Let's go back. We got to be real.
Yeah.
It is because you haven't stopped. So why is it such a hard ask? Because I'm all about being honest here.
Sometimes I don't know if she's willing to keep going with me.
So his reasoning for looking at other women is because he didn't know if she still wanted to be with him. Where's the logic in that? Seeing as we're dealing with a truck driver here, the show swerves hard left into batshit reality TV lane because the couple just start going at each other's necks for some reason.
Over and over that I'm here for you. I've been this long with you for 10
when I'm gone,
years.
I'm not sure what you're doing. You're always turning off your location.
I'm not turning off my location. My location is always on. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but every time
You the
I
one that
ask
turns off your location when your phone goes dead, and I can't reach you when you're on the road.
See, we're back to just finger pointing. Oh, I'm the right one. I'm correct. I'm gonna end this argument with the last say. Only God knows how they're still together after 10 years if this is how they are. The childish stuff continues when the host asks the following.
Sounds like seeing pictures is something that is important to you.
Not necessarily.
It's way more important to me.
No.
I just feel like there's no need for her to interject at that moment, especially with some childish nonsense. Do you know what I mean? And once again, we are gonna swerve hard left. But this time, we are heading down what the shit is going on avenue because the show does something that I've never seen any other show do in my life.
My pictures are messy, I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. They just told me that they have 3 different women.
Really?
And they want to see if you can tell which one is your girl. They want to see if you can tell which one is your girl.
What the is going on in here on this day?
Is it just me that thinks that this is not only degrading to her, having her ass pitted against other women's asses for some reason, but genuinely, what would this even solve? Like, whoop-de-doo, he knows which ass is his girlfriend's ass. Does that solve their issues? I'm gonna spare you the awkward 30-ish seconds of him becoming quite literally a booty bandit. Look at the screen, bro. He literally got up, analyzing the photos like he's a weather presenter or something. In a shocking twist of fate, he got the answer right, but not how you would think.
You said all of them?
Yeah.
Hold on, trick question. He was right. Come on, okay.
Bro, genuinely, what did that shit accomplish? Like, I don't understand what's going on here, and I also don't understand why she stood up to show her ass off again. There is 3 pictures of your booty on the screen, woman. What did I tell you guys in the beginning? Is her booty her personality? Is there anything else about this relationship other than booty?
When you're looking at these photos, do you ever try to talk to other women?
No.
Never. Okay, then. I'm going to ask you point blank. Are you cheating on her?
No. Absolutely not. I love Chrissy, man.
You love her?
Yeah.
You sure you love me because you still look at other people's booties?
Okay.
I feel like I'm not loved because you make me feel less of a woman. I feel like they feel like I'm less beautiful as a woman because of what you look at and what you screenshot on your phone.
I agree. We spoke about that earlier. Seeing your partner do this kind of stuff, how it can affect your self-esteem and damage your own self-worth.
You can't let my phone dictate what goes on in our relationship.
Man, you be telling these women that you're beautiful. You don't tell me that I'm beautiful.
I tell you, you're beautiful every day.
Once in a blue moon, once I say it.
Yeah, either he's lying about messaging these women, or he's commenting on their pictures, which, either way, no matter what side of the coin this lands on, this isn't a good look for him. Trigger warning here once again about miscarriages, as now AJ talks about how the miscarriages have affected the relationship.
I've been trying to start a family since we like really met. Like, it's somebody I love. I just want to see, like, family and the full home.
Do you see a future with her?
Yeah.
You do see a
I
future
love
with
Chris.
her.
He keeps saying he loves her, and, you know, in the grand scheme of things, maybe he does, because who the hell am I? Do you know what I mean? But, like, if you truly love her, how have you not stopped looking at these images, unless it's an addiction of some kind, which you need to seek some sort of therapy for, because this isn't healthy at all? The show, if you thought couldn't swerve any more left because we've run out of roads to go down, no, you are wrong. We take another hard swerve left, because this time the show heads down, excuse me, what? Boulevard, when they randomly start revealing what the show's producers found in each other's phones.
You want to know if AJ has explicit photos of other women. AJ says he does not. My Like the Phone investigator searched his photos and found that AJ is telling the truth.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yo, chuck this whole video in the bin, because if I've been hoodwinked by Chrissy, I will lose my shit. But for clarification, what does explicit mean? Do the pictures of the women have to be of the women nude to be classed as explicit? She talked about him having screenshots, so he's either deleted them before the show, or they don't count as explicit, but he does have the screenshots, or she's lied, but then he said he did have screenshots because he accidentally screenshots sometimes, so I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, we even checked that old hidden folder you used to have.
That's where I found all the pictures at.
Yeah, we checked that hidden folder you had.
Ooh, let's hold our horses there. I don't know if it's just me, but did anyone else sort of get the vibe that Chrissy is giving off like a nervous energy there? Like, looking around, oh, sugar, I'm in hot water here. I'll slow down the clip for you.
That's where I found all the pictures at. Yeah, we checked that hidden folder you had.
Let me know what you guys think. She doesn't seem as confident as she was earlier in the show when she was throwing in all sorts of quips at him. They also found that he wasn't texting other women. However, they did find something.
My Unlock the Phone investigator found 2 dating apps on AJ's phone, Tinder and Hinge. So AJ, you want to talk about the dating app?
Well, my intuition was sort of right. How dare you sit there straight-faced saying you love her? I mean, when I get bored, do you know what I mean? When I get bored, I don't gawk at women online and download dating apps, mate.
About the dating apps?
There was a time where I felt like it was over, you know, and I went on apps just trying to see what was next. So, yeah.
When was the last time you logged in?
It's been a while, like over 6 months ago, I believe.
Well, that is honest. It has been over 6 months.
Ah, well, that makes sense then. 6 months is the perfect threshold. If it was 5 months, then I would have had a bloody problem. Me? Oh, by the way, classic cheater nonsense, huh? I thought the relationship was over before it was actually over. I guess there's important context in that they didn't find any intention of him trying to meet up with any women, but I guess at the end of the day, the apps were still there.
He said that he felt like maybe this relationship was about to end 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It seems like you were feeling the same way, if I can be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So both of y'all are in the mindset of like, maybe this is done.
Oh, what? I told him I wanted to be done.
Mr. Krabs, I am so confused.
Bro. My head. My head. You know that, I was gonna say person. Technically is a fish. That fish in SpongeBob that's like, my leg! My head! Because that means you have communicated that you want to leave. So like, they move over to Chrissy's phone. They find no explicit pictures to any men or any explicit pictures of men sent to her. No apps. But what they do find throws another spanner into the shitting works.
AJ, you want to know if Chrissy has been texting other men?
Yeah.
Chrissy says she is not. My Like the Phone investigator searched her texts and found that Chrissy is not telling the truth.
All right.
My Like the Phone investigator found 20 texts between Chrissy and her friend discussing her sexual relationship with a rapper named Now, this was from 2021. But it did show that during 2021, you and the rapper, you two had made love, and
that was when we was on a break, and basically you already knew.
Nah, we were still together.
No, we wasn't.
Mate, throw this whole video in the bin. Like, I'm not even... editing H. Don't even bother, alright? Because I feel like I've been gaslit this whole way. She spent all that time trying to convince us that he was cheating. He's horrible what he's doing, X, Y, Z. Whilst I still think what he was doing was wrong, yes. But she was actually out physically gallivanting. What was... I don't understand. Is this manipulation? Is this her trying to manipulate, well, bloody us as well, but him so that she can, feel less guilty about her actions? Man, about we were on a break. Bloody Ross Geller would be proud of you, Chrissy.
We took on and off breaks or whatnot, and that was on the off break that I had with the rapper.
Did you know about that?
No.
He knew about he didn't know about the text messages.
So you knew about this guy. Does this person that's somebody who triggers you?
Yeah, all
It
the
does
time.
trigger him.
I can't even listen to the man music.
Oh, my heart breaks for you, Chrissy. Oh, what a sad story. You can't listen to the rapper's music that you had sex with whilst you was in a relationship. You just know that rapper probably put that in a song, by the way. Gosh. Miss me with the whole on and off thing, by the way. Like, I understand. I've seen other relationships, speak about that sort of thing. We were on, we were off. Bro, you're either together or you're not. Do you know what I mean? I hate how smug she looks, by the way, at this point. Just like the look on her face, looking at her nails. I can't even look at the man's music. So pissed off, I said I can't even look at the man's music. Do you look at music? How about looking in the mirror, Chrissy? How about that?
And it's because you feel like there could be something going on.
Yeah.
The man locked up.
Relevance? The sex that you two had magically disappeared when he went to jail? I don't think that's how it works.
You didn't know that they had a sexual relationship back in 2020?
I didn't know it was love in between them. No. Yeah. Seeing love is... Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
We was on a break.
Yeah, but
producers
it was a break. How you gonna fall in love with somebody on a break?
He does raise a valid point. How long was this so-called break? You fall in love with people that quickly. That tells me, allegedly, okay, that there was something going on behind the scenes, yeah? Maybe you were getting jiggy with the rapper behind closed doors, and then you pounced at the chance to sleep with said rapper because you were on a break. Maybe all those times AJ was saying that she kept her phone a secret and sort of was shifty with her phone. Well, maybe it was true. But once again, we circle back around to saying, maybe he should have left once he found out that she had slept with someone else anyway. She then goes on this mind-numbing rant about how she wasn't in love and what she actually meant. in the text messages.
Says, and I
I love how he makes love to me. Making love, you have to be in love with
love
somebody.
how he makes love to me and loving that person. That's two totally different
And that's
things.
why I'm not seeing no action when I come home.
No,
Because you still loving how he makes love to you.
No.
Yo, she was giving it all this earlier, chucking all sorts of verbal jabs at him, yeah? Now, she's freaking defending her booty with all kinds of shit. Her justification that making love doesn't mean that she's actually in love infuriated me, okay? It's evident that I get pissed off at a lot of these stories, right? But maybe very rarely do I actually have to be like, you know what? I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna walk around a bit because my booty hairs have braided themselves and my asshole is going to combust. I just need a break. Seeing as we're freaking talking about breaks, the lack of accountability is insane, huh? You claim to love him so much. You spent this whole freaking episode saying that. You said you want to marry him. Or, well, yeah, you do want to marry him, but you don't want to marry him because if he's looking at women online in the relationship stage, what is he gonna do in the marriage? Well, what are you gonna do in the marriage then? If I thought I couldn't hate this episode even more, and you will let me know if you hate it even more after this, the host tries to fix the relationship.
This is a simple fix, especially like if we're talking about a couple, because you both have the desire to be together. Instead of saying do better, you both need to write down the 3 things that each of you want. I'm giving you a key first step in couples therapy.
Yo, stop clapping, okay? Like a well thought out STD awareness program. Stop the clap, okay? Because what is handcuff the audience or something? What is there to be clapping about? What's this weird obsession with some shows trying to fix a relationship that is evidently toxic? How can you fix a relationship where one partner sleeps with someone else during the relationship and just labels it because it was a break, so that's their excuse? How can you fix that? How can you fix a relationship where one partner, well, supposedly at this point, because I'm not sure what to believe anymore, how can you fix some relationship where the one partner is looking at other people online whilst during in that relationship? Goodness gracious me, that didn't make sense. But as you can tell, I'm no longer on this planet. This obsession to fix relationships is dangerous. And to be honest, sometimes the best thing, and boy, the only thing, is to leave that person. Both Chrissy and AJ have things that they need to work on internally before I would even consider them to have the audacity to even speak to another person romantically. The show, yes, because we're still swerving left. I don't know how much left we can go, but we're swerving. The show does this weird humiliation ritual, which, by the way, is a very hard word to say. Humiliation. It took me quite a few takes to say that properly. But the show does this weird humiliation ritual where they hold each other's hands and bloody look into each other's eyes. Frick!
He ain't took his eyes off for you. I'm gonna tell you, I read body language and I know this man still loves you and wants you.
Editing H here. Before we get into what I originally had to say about this clip, I want to interject here. I just noticed in that clip, she kind of looks like she doesn't want to kiss him on the lips. Is it just me that gets that vibe? Like, they lean in, she kind of goes in, but then he's like, swerve, and then like he kisses her neck, or like she doesn't want to kiss him. I don't understand what just happened there. I'll play the clip again and slow it down, and then you can hear the rest of my waffle about what I had to say about this clip.
I'm gonna tell you, I read body language and I know this man still loves you.
Why is the audience smiling? What is cute? Who is in the background going, "Aw, stop"? I don't think forcing people to continue their toxic relationship is cute. My first time watching this show, and as you can tell, I bloody hated it, but if you guys, for some reason, want to see more of this show because you like the batshit craziness of it all, I mean, I guess it scratches that shitty reality TV type itch. God, we're derailing my mouth to brain connection severely as we continue this. So if you do want to see it because you like that sort of stuff, let me know. Or you're a masochist and you like to frickin' sit through stuff like this, I don't know, just let me know. I think my feeling on these two are very evident. To be honest, I think my feelings on the show in general from this one episode, I've made it clear that, like, what are they doing? Like, but, you know, I now ask myself, and I pose the question to you guys as well, was he actually even looking at other women online? Or did she just conjure up this in her head, made it a reality by speaking it to him, you know, chucking it at him? I don't know, to make herself feel better? Let me know in the comments. Again, though, you know, if we're going down the hypothetical sense that both people were telling the truth at some point, what he did was still wrong if he was doing that, right? Looking at other people continuously, even after having a discussion that it makes your partner uncomfortable. What the hell are you doing? But then also, in her regard, if it's true, I mean, goodness me, if she did sleep with someone else, make love, as she quoted it. Well, what's the point of any of this, huh? Well, I'm done here. As usual, I'm going to go over to the original video, check out the comments, open up the discussion over here. Timestamp, let me know your thoughts so far before we look at what people are saying. And I'll see you in a jiffy. Tantalizing talk. My loins were not tantalized, but some might say some booties were tantalized. If there is a mess in the background that you are seeing, well, it's symbolic of the mess that was this episode. Okay, now I picked out some comments. A lot of the comments touched on similar topics, you know, to other comments, because that's how I'm going to phrase that sentence. So, we start. Chrissy don't like what she see in the mirror, and that's where this all starts. There is an element of low self-esteem in this story, I believe, anyway. Now, whether or not you want to argue someone has low self-esteem because they stay with someone who sleeps with other people, in AJ's case, or in Chrissy's case, stays with someone who doesn't give an absolute turd about what they're saying and continues to do things that makes them uncomfortable, that's up to you to decide. But self-esteem being low, I think you could argue is a case here, because once again, that's how I'm going to phrase that sentence. Because this need to show off her bottom for some reason, anyone care to explain what might be her thought process about that? Like, we get it, you have a big bum. Like, okay, there was no need to show it 2 times. She might have even shown it a 3rd time. I don't know, I forgot at this point. So, there is an element of low self-esteem in this story. Let me know your thoughts on that. I think I mentioned towards the end, they both have things that they need to work on internally before even considering getting into another relationship. Whether or not that is self-esteem issues, whether or not that is, you know, just gawking at people online or sleeping with other people. You tell me. If you know, you know. That's the butt. Triple X. Now, the only time I think I've ever seen Triple X that doesn't refer to adult movies, I think there was a film Vin Diesel was in, like, was it Riddick or something? Riddick Triple X? Unless that's some sort of adult film that I've seen spinning off of Riddick. then I could be severely wrong. But the triple X there obviously is referring to adult content. I didn't know, obviously, watching that episode, that she, I don't know if she still is now, but at the very least, was an adult film actress, which many people in the comments seem to be, very excited about that fact. So many comments saying that, she is the butt, triple X. The butt, by the way. Not just a butt, the butt. So, I don't know whether or not you want to admit this, but let me know if you knew before that if she was an adult film actress. There is a comment I picked out, but I guess I'll save my thoughts when we get to that part, regarding her being an adult film actress and, the believability of this story, as I talked about towards the end. But we'll get there eventually. What we won't get to is the break. Now it was a break. She didn't mention any breaks when she was standing on 10 years. I'm with you. When she was banging on about him looking at women for X amount of years, she was upset and her XYZ. Granted, every reason, if that is a genuine case, you have every reason to be upset about that. But, and again, I almost choked on my saliva there. I say again, no, I did actually almost choke during the commentary. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm doing my own adult film right now. Get a grip of myself. Which might be an adult film. I don't understand. But yeah, she didn't mention any of that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a hard time believing anything else you say when you're conveniently leaving out information. Do you know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts about that. She's a little feisty. We're on a break. I think I'm losing my mind here. She admitted to what she's still doing when she said that he can't catch her cheating because her dogs would bark and her cameras would alert her, yeah, I said that right, when he pulls up. She's cheating and projecting her guilt and any insecurities that she has onto him. I agree with that aspect. The projection, I think, is very evident in this story, including insecurities. We did talk about, people's emotions not being gospel. So, you gotta be careful when someone is constantly projecting their own insecurities onto you. They might not be doing it maliciously. Like, in some cases, if someone just believes that you are cheating on them because in a previous relationship, that has happened to them. So, they've brought that sort of trauma along with them into the current relationship. That sort of thing does happen. But that is why I say please work on yourself before getting into another relationship. It's not fair on your new partner to essentially dump that onto them. They're not the one cheating on you. Like, even though you have experienced that in the past, it's not fair to now jeopardize the mental health of your partner, but also not fair to jeopardize your mental health by being in a relationship that you're not necessarily ready to be in. I hope that all makes sense. The guilt aspect, yeah, I mean, she's done her gallivanting. Let me dump it onto him as well. Still looking at images of others, screenshotting them as well, like, you're doing too much there. You yourself need to get out of that relationship. But she is projecting her guilt. They're both at fault here. And then, good catch, ironically, on her saying that he can't catch her cheating. Because she was just gallivanting elsewhere. Anyway, by the way, sorry, what was this person's name? I just read it really quickly. The Real Go Beast Mode. Nice. I definitely went beast mode watching this. I felt like some sort of feral animal, and I just wanted to crawl in a corner and just never watch anything again. Next up, I mean, ironically speaking of just animals, because we've got some dogs here. Put your tongues back in your mouth, okay? Why are these people horny? And why have I seen, like, many comments just people being horny? Where she live at? Okay, that's one of them. I love her curves, and I would never ever want to be away from her and her curves. Okay, you're watching, you know, technically a YouTube video. You might want to get a grip of yourself. Where she live at is insane, because who's going to tell you her address, right? And then I love her curves. I never want to be away from her and her curves. Way to just reduce Chrissy to just her body, by the way. Randall. Oh, you know, I just laughed reading comments like that, because it's sad that people think like that, but it's also like, wow, people really think like that? Get a grip. Next up, a lot of comments touched on her weight, and this particular person felt the need to leave more than one comment regarding her weight. I guarantee you, if she ever got a big ass into the gym, she will be looking at these guys' arms and chest while they're working out. He shouldn't be commenting to of the women online, but looking is not a big deal. The doctor wants you to lose 100 pounds, but she would look amazing if she lost 50. Okay, first of all, I guarantee you, if she ever got a big ass into the gym. Does that even make sense? Where is she getting a big ass to take into the gym? Unless she's bought one from Amazon. Do you know what I mean? And then you saying the doctor wants you to lose 100... Are you the... How do you know what her doctor wants from her? What is going on here, man? Anyway, regarding her weight, because... just let's get this out of the way, innit? Because I saw a few comments regarding it. There was a clip... I don't know if it's part of the commentary, but if you do check out the original, there was a point where I think when they revealed the dating app nonsense from AJ's phone, she got up and walked away. She didn't look comfortable walking. I mean, I guess I'm just sort of inferring that, but it didn't look comfortable for her. So in that regard, I hope she is, you know, sort of okay, in the sense that she doesn't have any health issues or what have you, but I would hope she does look after herself, because she did look uncomfortable walking. But let me know your thoughts, of course. I think it's, you know, the adult thing to do to talk about that, because it is important in life, of course, to look after yourself. And there were a lot of comments mentioning it. But now going back to this person saying she'll be looking at guys' arms and chest in the gym while they work out. He shouldn't be commenting to other women, but looking is not a big deal. Yeah, he shouldn't be commenting on women. But if she's in the gym looking at people, that's not, like, you know, people have eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I used to freaking go to the gym, I used to obviously have eyes and look at people, right? But there's a difference between looking, you know, glancing, and freaking staring like freaking the two Donnies before, where she live at and I love her curves, with your tongue out. There's a difference, right? So, real or not, at this point, who bloody knows? Him screenshotting women online and stuff, that's sort of him with his tongue out, right? If she looks at someone in the gym, yeah, she's just looking, right? If he just happens to, when he's scrolling, you know, just look, that's whatever, you've just looked, in it. How do you accidentally screenshot, and then how do you, you know, have a discussion? Your partner says they're uncomfortable, but you keep doing it. Like, there's a distinction there. Anyway, moving on. I feel like my head is hella shiny right now. I'm sweating my ass off. You know, some casual homophobia here from this person. I can't watch this show. That Karamo dude is gay all day and night. Geez, what has happened to having normal talk show host? What the hell are you talking about? You've basically said, I don't want to put words in people's mouths, okay, but this person sort of basically has said the fact that he is gay, and I don't know who he is, so I don't even know if he is gay or not, but you've said if he is gay, that he's, you know, what has happened to having normal. So you equate being gay with being not normal. That's what you're basically saying. Get a grip of yourself. I don't need to say too much about that. Sad life you have, mate. So he's been dating her throughout her adult career, or what? Someone please enlighten me. If you're gonna admit, if you know your stuff about the butt triple X Chrissy, please let me know if this has gone on whilst she was still doing her adult content. If this is a real story anyway. Which brings us to the last point, which just pisses me off reading because it's so true, maybe. Y'all are so gullible, this show is fake. Well, then just chuck this whole commentary in the bin as well then. Do you know what I mean? To be honest, could you argue most reality shows? I mean, obviously some of them are scripted in nature, right? But some might argue a lot of them are fake in general anyway. But then, you know, people still watch because you want to watch. But yeah, reading that comment, I'm like kind of pissed because maybe I got too worked up. And then in the end, somehow everyone involved in that show stumble across this commentary and laugh at me. Look at the rat boy getting so angry. He doesn't even know. Well, it's too late now, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts, of course, about everything. And again, let me know if you want me to watch more of this show, because you just want me to pull my hair out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Well, you know, there was enough booty talk in this video to maybe last the rest of the year.